Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? This is Mazes, okay, speaking to us this evening. This evening broadcasts, I want to dedicate this evening broadcast to the people of Edo. My good people of Edo. Edo, una do well. It is gratifying to note that Edo people have actually taken a decision, and that decision is to liberate themselves. So this evening, in solidarity with Edo people, I am dedicating this broadcast to you people. Now, Edo no Villegas. Edo no Villegas. I was telling somebody the day Tinubu made that broadcast, and I said, no, the masquerade will be demystified. The masquerade will be unveiled. The masquerade will not go home unhurt. The reason is, this is democracy for Christ's sake. And the position he occupies within the party structure of APC, then he comes out and he does something, he does it, and this is the point. Before I even get into his analysis, before he stands up and he says he is a Democrat, and at the same time he makes a statement. I will play the video for us, for those of you who haven't seen it, and he makes a statement saying, "Oh, Obaseki didn't fight for democracy when they fought for it. It's what it's what happened in 2015. Is that what you call democracy?" Now, think for one moment. If Tinubu was in charge, or rather, if Tinubu was among those that fought for independence, that means no one will be talking. Because you formed a merger, and probably Obaseki wasn't with you at that point in merger, that's why he cannot ever benefit from what your so-called democracy. But you see how it has happened. And this evening I want to say, the people of Edo, that's what we talk about. You vote, you defend your vote. The people of Edo have defended their votes. They cast their votes, they stood their ground, and their votes, themselves, they defended their votes. Because I was so gladdened and I loved it when I look at, things happening in Edo, and even the way they were catching those that came in.
Let's take the money from you. Okay, very good. You will take us where you will take us.
Just remember not taking you anywhere.
So you want to take my money? You cannot. I'm a lawyer. You cannot.
You are a lawyer.
Yes, you cannot.
Just the record what they talk.
Yes.
You are a lawyer?
Yes, I am.
So how can he say he's a lawyer and they caught him with money? They caught him with money. He came in.
Let's take the money from you. Okay, very good. You will take us where you will take us.
Just remember not taking you anywhere.
So you want to take my money? You cannot. I'm a lawyer. You cannot.
I'm a lawyer.
Yes, you cannot.
You're a lawyer, but you're on ground.
Yes.
You're
You're a
already
lawyer?
on the
Yes,
floor.
I am.
Then you are not APC watch chairman.
I'm APC leader.
APC leader?
Yes.
Then you
He's
not took
APC
money to
leader.
a polling unit to buy vote today.
Who did I buy vote?
The boy, we have the video, the boy we caught with money. He said that you are the one that gave
What
him
are you
money
doing with such money?
to sort money in the polling
See,
unit.
the reason why politicians are the reason
To
why
buy votes.
politicians will keep trying
Do you know
to buy votes
electoral? Do you know what
is because
electoral offenses?
they know
You
that
say you are a lawyer.
process has been included.
You gave him money to buy
Process
vote for
has
you.
been included. I know some
That's what you
people,
said.
obviously argue
That
that
is your father's house.
an Imo State
See that? Talk to him.
would
Talk
still
to him.
happen.
You're going to pick up.
That where
Yes.
a
Go,
person
know
that
him.
comes
I was
forth
trying to
comes
resolve
forth.
you. I don't know that
But I
you're.
don't
Sit down there.
think
Sit
Edo
down.
is not Imo on the
That's,
day.
you said you said you are a lawyer that you have right to buy votes.
I did not say so.
You said you are a lawyer you have
I did not
you
say
can
so.
to buy vote for
You gave him
you.
money.
And the same
Money
money
found in his possession. Say it's your
did not
money.
say
is your money.
Okay, what are you doing with such amount of money in an election ground?
Can't you behind?
So, You see, so eventually, why I'm doing this is just to show us that Edo people really, fought for their, they really fought and they protected their votes. That's the simple message here. They fought and they protected their votes. Now, the hero of this election, in my mind, remains the governor of Rivers State. That is Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike, for me, remains the hero of the election. See, and he came back. Let's look at when the when the result was announced.
Godwin and Obaseki of the PDP had 307,955, 307,955. Godwin and Obaseki of the PDP, having satisfied the requirement of the law, immediately notified the result of the local government area in the state. Margin of living higher than the graduate votes.
So you can see the guys now enjoying singing and just enjoying themselves, because that's a victory that they've earned. They worked for it. So see, now if they had boycotted the election, there is no way they would have had their victory here. So that's a message for us also to them, that we can actually en masse come out and overwhelm the system, overwhelm those that think it's not possible to
all
do
the
this.
entire people of Edo State for the support they have given to us since the campaign and during the election and after the election yesterday till today. To God be the glory, all their efforts are not in vain. Our governor has been declared as the winner of the September 19, 2020 governorship election in Edo State. I want to particularly thank my colleagues, the governor of Delta State, the governor of Oyo State, even though he had just left, and all other people who served in the campaign council. I don't know how to thank them, but for the teamwork, I also thank the governor for giving us the necessary support that helped to lead to this victory. We have achieved that there's nothing called Godfatherism again in Edo politics.
Exactly, the Godfatherism is gone. So the key message here is that with the Edo State election, for me, that brings an end to Godfatherism. And that he was. I mean, in some forums, I've been having an argument with some people.
Want to say, let the people, even though they've known you before, but probably they may thinking whether is it the person we know or not.
In the face of threats,
Yes.
intimidation, and brutalization, the collective will of Edo people made it possible for us to triumph over Godfatherism. We thank you all. I am eternally grateful to my party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP. And my brother governors, not only for giving us the umbrella during our political storm, but for the hard work which has brought me back to office. Our success has reinforced my belief that there's nothing we cannot achieve as a people if we pull forces together and collectively call on God for support. In conclusion, I reiterate to all of you today that working with my deputy, the Right Honorable Philip Schreiber, we are committed to make Edo great again. Thank you.
So you can see that, obviously, what he has done here is to thank the people. Now, the question that is in the lips of many of you watching is, how did the Edo people do it? It's very simple.
4+4, Ogbane.
What did you see that? What you're looking at is what they
Unit
did.
21, this is Unit 21,
They
you
came
can
out.
see.
They stood their ground
Ogbane. That's 4+4.
for these votes.
We are clearing all. This is a Yannick Primary School. And so far, Edo College still belongs to
and
PDP.
that's nothing.
PDP is also winning at in Edo College there. And Virginia, which is on the other side of the road, is also PDP. We are not voting PDP per se. We are voting
But there
Obaseki.
are some people of improvement to be made.
We are following Obaseki, not the party. It is the person that's in the party that we are voting for,
really
not the
stand
party.
our ground.
As you can see,
And they did. And I'm happy that they did.
everybody's clamoring. Everybody's clamoring. You can hear.
You see, the way they are counting it.
4+4.
And for the Godfathers, I'll play this music for you.
Obaseki gida gida, Oba muke dan gida gida. Edo State ta wuce PDP Obaseki, Godwin Obaseki PDP Obaseki. Na ji matasa na kira, yan mata masu na.
About this election.
What I've been talking about has come to play. If PDP wins in Edo, I'll not congratulate PDP. I'll congratulate Edo people for standing up against injustice.
I agree.
Voting for Obaseki is not only PDP. Even APC are voting for him. But these are people who they want to stand up for injustice, so that the people are not kind of docile. They're not docile. They know what they want and how they want to get it. So I want to congratulate Edo people rather than congratulate any party, because it was a mere dramatization of fight against injustice in that state. But when I saw Adam Oshimole with Governor Hope Uzodimma, then I know that and maybe Gulak could also be there. So when these two people are leading the campaign, then it either had to be a Ben Johnson way or there will be no victory. So we must begin to learn. And I think what has happened is that people have taken advantage of the nature of the person, President Muhammad Buhari.
Yes.
Who most of the time chose to keep quiet and trust people without asking questions. And people have betrayed the trust he has reposed in them in governance. And have taken advantage of it to mess up a lot of things in this nation.
So, I mean, you can see that. I think I rarely agree with Rochas Okorocha, but sadly, on this case, I think I agree with him in, there is no doubt. He made a very fantastic point here, that it is an aberration. You couldn't, want to impose a candidate. And sometimes I just ask myself, I wish Ambode did the same thing. Because the issue is, someone says, oh, why are the Igbos making noise? I said, listen, the Igbos are a people that abhor injustice. That's why you see it appears they only support the underdogs. If you understand, the same thing played out in Bayelsa State, where the former Governor Dixon imposed a PDP candidate on them, and suddenly everyone supported the APC because it was seen as a case of Godfatherism. But again, Supreme Court made a swap with Imo. In my own state of Anambra State, my good friend Peter Obi supported the person we considered to be the best candidate for Anambra State as of that time, that is Obaseki. But even at that, the people of Anambra State, in their own wisdom, decided, yes, Peter Obi will love you, will like you, but in this case, you are trying to impose a man on us, and we say no. And the people didn't vote Baze of PDP. So sometimes the party is irrelevant. It is the way people perceive. And I make a prediction. Look at Ondo election is coming up in a couple of days. I make a prediction. APC will win Ondo. You know why? Because justice was done in Ondo. Right of first refusal was given in Ondo, that the governor has the right to now say, I don't want to go for second term. But just because you're fighting with Oshomole and he was allowed to mess up the whole party structure, everything, fighting. And when I watched Tinubu's video, I mean, there are things that actually, I look at Tinubu's video and I thought, now, wow, this guy, one, the video for me, unless you don't want to shine your eye, the video for me is, one, I see a man who is sick. I see a man who is sick. I see a man who is not articulate. So these were the things, these were the signs many of us saw when Buhari was being marketed in 2014, 2015. He was doing this, and Tinubu, in a just 5 minutes video, and they have to put water there, and they have to do this. I mean, is water a decorative thing? And you can see how he also was he was slow. I'll play the video for us. Let me just, before I'll analyze the video, and just stay with me. I'll analyze the video so we understand that is, in one way is good that he actually made that video, so that people will begin to see him for who he is. Now, and I believe this is Wike. Wike is the man of the moment. Look at Wike here, when he was telling, this was before the election.
Okay, it's good. Nobody should attempt to plan to rig this. I heard those who took fort in their state and became a governor.
He's indirectly addressing
yeah, it's not that state where you will take fort, then you become governor. Maybe how. I don't know about that, but yeah, it's not so.
Sometimes, I mean, honestly, sometimes you can't help but love Wike. The way he says it, it's indirectly addressing Hope Uzodimma, those who took fort and now are here trying to tell them what to do. And he asked them to stay home. But there was a lot of, vote buying that went on. Vote buying and rigging. Okay? Vote buying. It's because the people of Edo were vigilant. That's why they were able to see this thing.
Yes.
Look at this one.
Where's your village in Uromi?
Yeah.
I reside in. Where's your voter stuff? Open it. Can we see your voter stuff? And your ID.
So look at the whole money that this one has there just to buy votes.
Who give you the money? Who give you the money?
It shows you that the process is beginning to be improved. That's why
who give you this money?
They want now to buy votes.
Who give you the money? Sit down for ground. See, my friend, I want that. Sit down for ground. Who give you the money?
You can see all the money.
Don't worry, now you go to tell me whether we'll settle the matter here. Who give you the money?
Should I answer call first?
No, answer call. Who give you this money? Who give you this money?
This money? This is the money to pay the agencies.
By which party? Which party are you?
Talk the party now.
Which party you belong?
You allow me to talk to my cafe.
Which party?
Receive call.
No, don't worry, you will call him.
Okay, you send me a call.
You will.
Now you fake
my friend.
That's why I call.
Hold on. Which party are you? Who owns this money?
You say you were working for somebody.
You want to go for it? You don't want to talk.
You say you are working for APC, but who in APC gave you this money?
Give you this money.
Who gave you the money now? You don't have problem. If you tell us now, we'll leave you.
This is my problem with you now. What my prayer is that you allow me call person first.
Who gave you this money, gentlemen?
Wait, listen now. Who do you want to call?
Okay,
Ernest, what's this? Who do you want to call?
You let me talk to a person.
Who do you want to talk to? Not get him.
See,
Wait, calm down.
Calm down.
Who do you want to call now? You say you want to make
Somebody
a call.
calling me. You allow me to.
Who is the person? You wait.
Listen,
Who is the person that is
I
calling
should
you?
call somebody first. That is what you.
What's
asked
the name
me.
of the person you want?
Now
to call?
that you say the person is calling me back.
What's his name?
The name of the person.
You not get me? Are you mad?
Echoya. What is the position Echoya in this what theory?
He's a leader.
A leader of which
Of
party?
which party?
APC.
APC.
APC. Then now, what is purpose of giving you this money to do?
To buy
This money
votes.
is to settle the agency.
To settle the agent. Then wait,
Put it back.
put it back.
Put it back. It's okay.
Then the money they gave you to settle agents. Why are you bringing it to police unit center?
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Come.
See, that's what I mean. When people really, when we decide to change, and when we say enough of this rubbish being done to us, because people that use convoy, they run our mothers, our sisters, and our daughters, our parents. They run them off the streets with their fleet of cars, paid with our own money. When we decide to say enough of this rubbish, end it. It's only in one day. The election day, you come out, you cast your vote, you stand with them. Edo has shown that it is possible, that you can do it. A man you elected your governor, suddenly you decided that he's not going to be re-elected with flimsy excuse. And what happened? And I thank God that he fought back. He went back, he went to the PDP. PDP is not the best, but I mean, in this case, it's a fight. Win the fight by every means necessary. By every means necessary. That's my, position on this. It's honestly, it's not the, and the arrogance also, it's one thing that really, the arrogance, it really gets under my skin. Just a couple of days before the election, Oshomola was being asked by Sheun, I think it was in the election eve, and look at him, an adult, addressed a sitting governor in words that best described by him. Watch him.
So when you heard that he said he's going to end your political career after this election, how does that make you feel?
I wish we are not discussing personalities. A political lizard is saying that he's going to end the political relevance of a political lion. And you want me to debate? You can say it to you because after all, with 3 credits, he claimed to go to university. So you can claim that he's going to teach me a lesson, but the examination day is on Saturday. We will find out who is the teacher.
You see?
So when you heard that
lizard,
he said
you are referring to a sitting governor
career after this election, how does that make you feel?
A political lizard.
I wish we
now he called himself a political lion. The question is now, who is the lion, who is the lizard?
A political lizard.
I heard he fainted.
He's saying that he's going to end
to
the political relevance of a political lion.
Lion.
And you want me to debate? You can say it to you because after all, with 3 credits, he claimed to go to university. So you can claim that he's going to teach me a lesson. But
look at a man talking. Someone went to university actually, I think the prestigious University of Ibadan, and eventually went to America, I believe. And yes, if he has 3 credits in one sitting, maybe he has other ones, I don't know the details. But isn't it funny that a man who never saw the 4 walls of university would just be addressing someone who got to the point of having his master's education in this manner, saying a political lizard? Yet this is the same man you were glorifying that he is the backbone of any achievement you made as a governor. And that's it, Oshomola. Well, we now see who is the lizard, and we now see who is in charge. Now, let me get back to Tinubu, because it's about Oshomola and Tinubu. these are the two godfathers that never listened to anyone, that never wanted to hear what anyone was saying. Now they've been taught a bitter lesson. And let me come to the video made by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he was actually trying to address, and I will do this analysis frame by frame of what he said. Okay, so let me make it, let me make him bold here, then I can pause at intervals and make an analysis. And watch him here.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to appeal as a committed Democrat and a leader.
You see that pause, that long pause, has a lot to do with cognitive. For me, that's a red flag. People, be at alert. For me, that long pause before I hit the pause button is a red flag. See?
Of all Democrats.
Leader of all Democrats.
Regardless of political party.
Look at leader of all Democrats.
Our conscience and our commitment to democracy.
You see? You see that? Place this video side by side with the way Buhari was speaking before, or rather during the election, during the campaign. You will see what I'm saying. This video is only 5 minutes. And you have that bottle of water here. That's my own water. I finished it. Anyway. So, what does that tell us? Something. Honestly, everybody has the right to be ambitious. I do not begrudge him for wanting to be Nigerian president, but I also have the right to say it's not possible that people shouldn't vote him. The reasons are known, but look at him. Watch the video you see.
On the forthcoming election in Edo State.
After watching this,
I want to appeal to you to reject Godwin Obaseki.
Why? Reject him for what? Reject him for not opening the votes of Edo State. Please, people, I have interviewed a lot of Edo people here. What is the issue? They themselves, even amongst the APC, agreed that Obaseki locked the internal revenue vote. So it would have been better if you are collection agent, you collect 100 million, then you give Edo State 1 million or 5 million, then you keep the rest. Instead of the other way around, using using technology to drive revenue collection. No, they don't want it. And that was what the issue with Tony Kabaka. We elevate touts. We have the same thing working for them in Lagos, MC Olowo. Touts. Where touts govern and you want to make progress. If we start today to begin to work and sieve the system and begin to say that enough of this rubbish from these people, then we are making progress.
Coming election. I have suffered with many others.
You've suffered.
To bring about this democratic regime that today we are enjoying in the...
You and who is enjoying? You and who? Look at it. That he has suffered. Please, how did you suffer? Alpha Bata collects the taxes in Lagos, which is your company, and we know how much they take. And you're here saying that you've suffered. Suffered how? Suffered in that bullion vans come to your house before the day of election. How did you suffer? Suffered how? Because you collapsed ACN and formed a merger. Is that suffer? So if you were those like Herbert Macaulay, Dr. Nanda Azikiwe, what's it called? Chief Awolowo, Chief Nahoro Mbazulika Mechidem, if you were those that really the British put in prison just when they were demanding for the independence, what would have you done? You probably would have let no one speak because you fought for democracy.
Then, Godwin Obaseki didn't participate in any aspect of the struggle.
You see, that's the thing. You see, this mindset alone worries me. This mindset. I told someone, I said, the day he made this video, I said, listen, if any Edo person, after watching this video, voted the candidate he's supporting, then something must be wrong upstairs. How can a man talk this way? How can you? That he didn't participate, therefore. Yet you accept people, the campaign right and self, that people I call jumpologists. They jump from one party to the other. This is a man that worked with a governor for 8 years, and you say he didn't participate. Because he wasn't with you in the negotiating table then, that you got everything you wanted. The VP was ceded to you. So what else? If you were if you were those that fought, in the 50s to fight for independence, the only reason why Zik and Dawo didn't form government was because they had something on him because of the way they fought the British. And the British wanted to punish Nigeria by making it impossible to govern. So if you were Zik, or if you were Awolowo, or if you were Herbert Macaulay, or if you were those that fought for independence, then nobody would ever talk. You would actually be deciding to local government council. That's what it means. That is a very, very, very not so good mentality to have. Because it didn't, come on now. You see, life is a struggle. Everyone comes in at their time. And at this time, this guy came in, so be it. But that's not a reason why you should say, make it on
to extract democracy in the country.
Which
democracy? He could not understand the value and the pains that was associated with this democratic struggle. He was elected a governor by you people of great Edo State because he presented himself to you then as a Democrat. And
oh dear. He presented to you then himself as a Democrat. Now he's no longer a Democrat. Oga, please park well. I don't know be Lagos, honestly.
Lack of respect for you, the people who voted for those legislators prevented from being sworn in.
Listen, you engineered 42 people
Today,
who deserted him. Yes.
As a Democrat.
Where are they now?
Wanting you to vote for him. Please, I appeal to you. Reject him.
No, and they rejected
Several
you.
Institutions and leaders of
Nigeria is a joke sometimes, man.
Appeal to him.
I think this video was made in. It was an error. It was an error of judgment. It's infuriating to watch.
Democracy.
It's infuriating to watch.
But he rejected all entry. He rejected the appeal from
Where
the
is
National Assembly.
Dino, come and sing for you, Kuma.
When Attorney General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria
don't worry, I will invite
enumerated the path of honor and the constitution of the country. Rather than obey and respect the law, he vandalized the State House of Assembly.
Is it? Politicians are always the same. Is it not you people stuck in trade? Well, Shomole did the same thing, isn't it? When he removed the roof of the but Nigerians can be very funny. Remove the roof. I'm not supporting Obaseki for that. Honestly, I condemn that act because it was not good. Honestly, it's not cool at all. But anyway, that's his argument. That's his argument. Sorry, continue, sir. Finish your thoughts.
In Edo, by removing the roofs, pouring gravels and rocks on the entrance of the House of Assembly,
yes,
only to prevent these 14 members from being sworn in.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's asking for your votes.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking for our votes, our people, their people. Is this a Democrat? No, it's not.
So you are the Democrat?
He does not deserve any Democratic ballot paper. Don't vote for him. I appeal to all of you. While maintaining peace and non-violence on the day of the election, like he rejected the 14 members, you should reject him at the polls.
Thank you. Now, you've watched this clip. It's about 4 minutes, 44 seconds. Question that you ask yourself, does this man sound presidential? Now, people are complaining, Buhari, no, they talk to us. Buhari can't talk to us. Buhari can't grant media interview. Buhari can't do this. Buhari can. Does this one look like it's going to be different? With this level of mindset, a man already, without being elected as a president, is telling another that because he didn't participate in the process of getting the APC registered or, worked upon or whatever, then he shouldn't talk at all. Does it look like a man that can actually, do something for a people? The challenge that we keep having is, I understand when some of us out of anger will say, oh, the election process doesn't work. Yeah? But, hey. Yes, okay, sorry. See somewhere. Let me take some of your comments. This Vincent A.G. says here, that Oshomole used 8 legislative, I believe, 8 legislators for 8 years and changed 5 speakers. I mean, we saw even under Oshomole. So the issue is, while I am not castigating Oshomole on that, is we need to equally understand that Nigeria, all of us, people look at things and from an angle that everything must be, is either their way or the highway. Nigeria has a very awkward way of dealing with issues that sometimes is only, some Christians will say that only the violent takes by force. Appears to be the only thing that works. So if normal engagement doesn't work, then people appear to now do whatever they want to do in, in their own way. Now, Emmanuel Abiodun Ogundipe here says that I don't see any positive change that Tinubu wants to bring to Nigeria. He will still eat and go. Bam. Honestly, I do not see. He's not. I mean, I don't know how to put it, but he doesn't cut it. Sorry, but he doesn't. Sorry, sir, but you are. There is one video I like so much where a mama, he used foul language though. I warn you. One mama made a video that really made my day. Someone asked her what her verdict on before the election was, and she said so, following.
Yes, God. Now remove Oshomole. Let him go home and bury his head.
Yeah.
Fuck shit, man.
Yeah, mama the mama.
Where the pay?
Power to the people. Obaseki, you are Ward 1.
Yes.
Okay.
He's coming back in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Whether the devil likes it or
not.
It's a gospel.
Amen.
God win.
Amen.
God don't win.
God don't win. Thank you, Baba.
Yeah,
Thank
bless
you.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You see what Mama talk? Mama verse. I can't even repeat the things. It was so funny. She shocked me. When I first saw that video, I said, wow. So you can see the passion. That's it. That's what we're talking about. The passion that everyone, even an old woman, saw that this is an unacceptable injustice. And by the way, we also have our legend, the singer, the extravagant senator who always sings. I think he has 1 or 2 messages.
Fellow countrymen and women, I salute you once again in the course of our nation's history.
I am reaching you directly from Edo. What we used to have as Osho Baba has now been reduced, downgraded, degraded to Osho Pikin. So nobody should call Osho Baba again. Never. The only thing you now have is Osho Pikin. Everybody, Obaseki me for one time, Obaseki. Wike me for 2 times, Wike. Makinde me for 1 time, Makinde. Ekwere Madu me for 1 time, Ekwere Madu. Oya Dino me for half time, Di Mechionu. Otiko, Osho Pikin. Otiko, Osho Pikin. Tiko, Osho Pikin. Osho Baba, oh, na. Osho Pikin. Osho Pikin, oh, Osho Pikin. Osho Pikin. Obaseki flog you, Osho Pikin. How can you expect that during rainy season, a man with the umbrella will not win? Definitely PDP win. APC, how markets? Oshomole, how markets? How market now? How markets? Owó wọ gbólọ o. Owó wọ gbólọ o. Àwọn tó gbé dọ́là wá sẹ́dọ̀. Owó wọ gbólọ. Owó wọ gbólọ. Àwọn tó gbé bullion wá. Owó wọ gbólọ. Owó wọ gbólọ o. Please
share the video for others. Share the video for others to join us. And we would open the line very soon for others for you to make your calls. And please just give the video a like, please. Just smash the like button.
Obaseki,
We're getting up to 100 people watching. Can we please
Philip Shaibu,
just like the video so that
we can Ekweremadu, pepper them, Makinde, pepper them, you know me, lie, pepper them.
Somebody picking, somebody papa.
Pepper them. So how market now? APC, how market? God pass manjari. PDP.
Now, this was...
You have heard from Godwin.
So this was Oshomole when everything was good. And here we have Oshomole even saying it, singing it, that God wins. So God rules in the affairs of men.
Who says God will not win?
Exactly.
Even
remember, this was in 2016.
God must win. God must win. Let any one man living raise his hand and say, no, God will not win. You know, finish. God must win.
So,
but when you are giving your Peking name,
so you see, he himself.
You have heard from Godwin.
He's seen it.
Who says God will not win?
And during the election, you know, when the
even they
results started coming in, you started seeing this.
We not just talk back for nothing.
People were because obviously people were happy, and this is the information center. The transmission was happening. So, like I said, irrespective of the changes, people have worked on this. Let's bring Mama. Mama, what do you have for Shomole?
Yes, God. Now remove Shomole. Let him go home and bury his head.
Yeah.
Fuck shit, man.
Yeah, mama the mama.
Where the pay?
Power to the people.
Yeah,
Obaseki. You are what? Oh, no.
It's a godsend.
Amen.
God win. God don't win.
You don't win.
Before I take your call,
thank you, Baba.
Yeah, God bless us.
Thank you.
The icing on it is when we this is Wike returning to Port Harcourt after they won this election. Now he came back like a hero. This is
Oh my God.
everyone equal. Because if you had, we wouldn't have, listen, if Obaseki never left PDP, there is no way. Sorry, if Obaseki never left APC, there is no way PDP would have won that state. This is entirely a protest vote. A protest. In protest that people said, no, this is wrong. It's quite funny because these are two men. One was in APC in 2016 and the other one was in PDP. In 2020, they swapped. That means PDP, APC is all the same. For me, there is no difference between 6 and half a dozen. You see? So that's the point here is that let's hope that the politicians will learn. And in doing that, my message for the PDP is PDP, and this is for you. It's not enough to say the whole South is now APC. PDP. It's not enough. What the people demand now is governance. And when I say governance, serious governance. We blame the federal government. Oh, the federal government doesn't do this, doesn't do the other one. But my argument remains. The states and the local governments get almost the same thing the federal government gets. Federal government takes 52%. The state and local government takes 48%. Question is, Niger Delta, the South, oil producing area, you do not have anything to show for. PDP has been governing since 1999. There is nothing commensurate to the amount of money coming into Akwa Ibom Rivers, Delta states, all the Niger Delta states. Look at the federal allocation, you guys top. Yet, PDP. It is time you people come down from the high horse. Come down and, give proper governance to the people. That's all. In as much as there is this sentiment of injustice done to Obaseki that made him move to the PDP, and the election was won in PDP. But I must at the same time say, PDP, you are not doing entirely well. You are not providing the much needed and interesting leadership that is needed also. You are not, there is no difference between the way you govern and the way the APC govern. There is no difference between the way you govern or the way APCA or Labour Party. Differentiate yourself. Every now and then, what we see are pockets of development, like during the time of Amechi, the way he built schools. During the time of Peter Obi in Anambra State, the way he built schools. Now Wike is doing a couple of flyovers and bridges. Again, these are pockets of development. Godfatherism, yes, it's being killed. People are fighting it. But I wouldn't be surprised that even when some of these governors that are now here, when it comes in 2023, when their tenure will be coming to an end, that they would want to actually act as godfathers as well. That they would do the same thing that others they've been accusing others of doing. But here we are, again, Lagos. Edo State is not Lagos. That is the message here. The message of Godfatherism, that Edo State is not Lagos. So, I wish that Ambode would have probably done the same thing. That Ambode would have fought like a man, probably by decamping, and by, staying true to those, because obviously Ambode had supporters as well. But the only thing that he didn't give his supporters the ammunition to basically stand by him. Yes, he went to the primaries, but the primaries, of course, you can't go to a primary that you already know the outcome. My issue with that would have been go to PDP, make we spoil the market finish. Let us just, if to say na scatter we want scatter, let us help them to scatter it to pata. So let me take your comment, then we should be winding up quickly. I have here, Obi Oprum says, the Supreme Court is yet to cast their own vote. Supreme Court's governor have alerted them to. Well, the news of the Supreme Court of the comment made by Hope Uzodimma has been tagged to be fake because he denied it. I read a tweet where he denied that, honestly. So I think it will be safe to say that Hope Uzodimma have denied that comment where he said that they've rejected this, the vote. Then I have here Vincent AG says the people saying that what happened in Imo State may repeat himself are not sleeping. Have you asked yourself this question? What case are they going to present before the court? Well, obviously, there are some issues with the certificate which was cleared, but again, they can still head to court. But this is not like Imo State. Imo State was a different thing. Okay? Imo State, there were results that were rejected ab initio. These are results according to reports that were casted in hotel rooms. Hotel rooms. You know what that means, to cast votes in hotel. I mean, use your teeth to count, use your tongue to count your teeth. So Imo is not Edo. And again, I must say this, that Edo people are equally not silly. There are things that you would do, actually, in Edo. It might get to a point that people will come on street and you have serious crisis. And that's why, because sadly it didn't happen in Imo State, because that was a different case. But here, I do not believe that Imo will repeat itself in Edo. It's a lesson learned. If they are really smart people, it's time to now think for processes. And they're beginning to behave like what PDP was doing under under General Olusegun Obasanjo, candidate in position, and that's what destroyed PDP. Someone stays in Abuja and decides. But kudos to the current head of state, that somehow he appears to stay away. He's too interested in the presidency. So somehow he appears to take a back seat on issues concerning the states. Because some of these issues should have been resolved if he was taking proactive steps. But obviously, he's not. Yeah, I mean, whatever that, whatever the case is up to them. So at this juncture, I would say, the godfatherism in Edo State hopefully has been buried. And if you recall, Edo has always fought godfatherism. It's not because it's PDP today, it's a PDP and APC. Remember, when Lucky Ibunedion was the governor, remember that Oshomole came in as a protest for the injustice and godfatherism. Oshomole was a protest vote. And it's actually silly how we, our attention span is so little, and how Oshomole, within this short period of time, has actually forgotten that he was brought to power because people protested the way the previous government governed and the way they wanted to do the imposition. And here he is doing the same imposition. And the people reacted. I give it to Edo people, and on that note, I will say, my good people of Edo, una do well for this election. That means the lesson of godfatherism here is that Edo people resoundly said no to godfatherism. No to godfatherism. On that note, I will say thank you very much for joining me, and I will be, as many of you have asked me to do, to have a permanent date that I do my broadcast. My broadcast is night, and I'm talking about breakfast. I must be hungry then. As many of you have asked me to do my broadcasts in a timed manner, I am now looking at doing it Fridays. So I would schedule them ahead of time. So you're going to join me next Friday. I don't know the topic yet, but the topic is normally going to be current affairs and the analysis of events that happened within the week and where my opinion is. So, and that conversation is going to be called Hangout with Maze. Hangout with Maze is okay. So, initially I scheduled it for Saturday, but it couldn't work for Saturday because in as much as we had COVID, but I travel a lot and I have a lot of social engagement. So Saturday, sadly, rather than come online and I will be somewhere, either in a meeting or whatever. So I have decided to move it to Fridays. So you can keep a date with me. Every Friday, Hanging Out with Maze is okay will be on live on this channel. On that note, I will say good night, everyone, and remember, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Just give the video a thumbs up. Once more, Maze is okay. Signing off. Remember, blessed.